Welcome back all. Today I'm going to do a little bit of breeding. I'm going to start with this mare here. She's what I guess is known as an Andalusian or an Andalusian and Shire cross. I'm going to breed her to a PRE, also known as a pure Spanish, which, so you all know, is basically an Andalusian, but it's just a different type of Andalusian. This is another one that I'm going to breed, but for her, I'm going to breed her to a Voronea Andalusian. But first, let's change my clothes, because I'm going to hit my escape key and then go up to myself. My appearance. And this shows my character. And if you want to kind of see an idea, you can kind of do a profile by kind of hovering your mouse over the nose width. I'm not changing that, but I use it often in our profile. Nose width profile or jaw or things like that, I'll use those, or ear. They're kind of at an angle. Otherwise the character always stands like that. And like with the horses, you can kind of turn them around, your character around, by using the right mouse, holding it, the right mouse key, and just scrolling with your mouse. So you can buy clothes or you can craft them. Everything that I own now, tack wise, clothes wise, and the like, are things that I've crafted, including this necklace you see on my character's neck right here. I used a ruby from down in the caves, and we'll scroll through the different clothes that you wish to wear, if you have more than one option. Bottoms, or as they call it, I just believe I have shorts and a pair of white breeches. They haven't invented skirts or anything in this game yet, so there's not any of those. Maybe I'll wear the breeches too. But if I'm going to wear the breeches, I might want to change the top again. Choices, choices, folks. Choices, choices. Definitely not that. Maybe. Maybe we'll go with that. Once you're done, you click all done, and your character will change. Now, I'm going to right click, and I'm actually going to get back on the other Andalusian mare that I showed you a moment ago by going to horses and finding her, and just clicking on mount. I haven't named them yet. I should probably do that before I breed them, because otherwise the name that they have right now will show up on their foals, and it's kind of annoying. But for right now, we're going to head to my ranch. I can either ride there, or we can quick travel. I'm going to try riding this time. It'll take longer, because I'm going to go through the dark forest, which will give you guys an idea of what a new biome looks like. Well, she's not going to go in the water. She's scared of heights. She's a chicken horse. So we'll have to go in another direction here. I'll have to go around, apparently. Well, we could go to my Voral farm. It's closer. And we won't. When a horse gets scared, they tend to slow down. She has absolutely no experience, so she's really kind of scared of everything, heights and water. On this game, the horses, I've noticed, because I play Star Stable, the horses just seem to be going really slow at top speed. Well, this isn't exactly top speed. This is on a sprint. I tend to ride in third person because I like to be able to see my surroundings. Actually, folks, I'm going to go into first person, because right here we have a wild, and this will be a good experience for y'all to see how to capture a wild. Now, I haven't caught one in a long time, so I'm going to kind of stop my horse here, and I'm going to hit my L key for my lasso. And you'll see up in the left hand under my bars there what looks like a lasso. And that's something I recommend that you guys unlock when you first come onto game, because you're going to want to use it to catch wild horses. And to catch wild horse, you just kind of hold your left mouse button and kind of aim a range, and you want to aim right straight for their neck, and it's been so long I can't do it. We'll go about 5 turns. Oh, we're getting close. Try 6 turns and maybe, oh, way off. And just ran away further. The longer you hold your left mouse key before you release it to release the lasso, the further out it'll go. I tend to count how many times I see it go across my head here. Using those crosshairs that we showed in my first video, my first beginner video, that's not going to help you catch a wild horse. It's just the horse will look at me like, try and catch me, lady. Try it. Just try it. He looks bored. 4 and 5. And we caught it. It'll say you've captured a wild horse. And to see what horse we just caught, you can hit your H key or your escape or enter key. And I'm going to go by rank because right now my horses are listed by age. I'm going to go by rank really quick and see, because my wild horses usually land in rank 99. And I usually sell every single one of them. But I want to kind of look at it to kind of show you by, again, holding the left mouse key down and kind of twirling my mouse, I can kind of look at her. She's only 13.2 hands. But let's see what her pull strength is. Yeah, she wouldn't be a good cart horse either, and we'll get into carts in a little bit. Actually, I bet this horse would look cool with a cart. We'll do that in a second. A cart is a thing you have to unlock, and it costs essence to do it. I happen to have one. But for this case, I'm going to move this horse to, I'm going to change her to rank 96, just because that way I don't confuse her with another wild I might catch. And I'm going to click on want to sell because I'm not going to keep her. I'm going to trade her. To unlock a cart, you'll need a lot of essence, and how you can tell what essence you have or how much a cart costs is hit your escape key or your enter key and go up to equipment. That's where you also find your lasso. See, right here's the lasso, and it's showing all these items are items that I've actually unlocked already. And it's showing right here my horse cart. But there's also pony carts. Now, pony carts are another type of cart. But only ponies from, I believe it's 14.2 hands and lower can pull them. And they have to have a decent pull strength, which like that mare that I just caught doesn't. Another type of cart is the Chariot. A lot of folks use those. I chose to use the 4-person cart instead of the Chariot, because the Chariot you can only sit one other person. Click use. And it's going to show my horses automatically hooked up to it. Alright, you can choose the colors of all your equipment. I chose gray and green for now because it matches my barns and everything. The horse is stretching. And the same goes with the cart as it does for riding. Zoom in, you can kind of see what it looks like in first person view. You can see a horse booty. Horse booty! And just use your forward keys and the horse will pull it. She's not very strong apparently. She's having trouble pulling it. But again, even when I'm using my cart, I tend to zoom out because, again, I like to see where I'm at. I bet this mare doesn't have very good pull strength. We're going to catch this essence right here. And how you catch an essence is you just walk or ride through it. And it'll come to you and it'll say that I have essence. And you can always check your essence by hitting your enter key or something. And just kind of hover over your essence bucket here and it'll show you all the essence that you have from different biomes. Here I'm going to show you what the cart looks like being pulled at a canter. One thing with essence, by the way, is if you get close to one and you can't catch it quite, we'll get close to this one here, it'll actually come to you. So here is what I'm talking about. If I sit here for long enough, the essence will come to me. And looks like there's another wild up there in the distance. There's 2 wilds up there. Should we go have a look-see? For that, I'm going to hit the X key, and that'll should automatically drop my cart. Yep. And I see 3 wilds. I see one here, one up here, and then there's another over here. Now that one's probably going to be really small. This here is a cave, and this mare is too big to get in there, so we have to get a smaller horse for that. All right. Let's see if we can catch this wild. Get up there a little quicker. Occasionally you can catch what they call a lucky find. I personally have never caught a lucky find. And what a lucky find is when you have it tested to find out what kind of breed it is. It's an actual purebred horse, and they're very rare to come across. As I've said, I've never yet. They released that like 4 months or more ago, and I've never caught one, and I've been pretty much given up. I usually don't catch wilds that often, but for the benefit of this video, I'm going to go ahead and catch another one. So I'm going to hold my left mouse key and let my lasso get out there and see if I can't catch me another one of those horses. I got to lift my head a little bit by using my mouse to get a little bit higher above the horse's head. And, oh, down a little more. I was way off then too. I just missed it. What you're aiming for is you're kind of aiming for right in this area on the neck. Kind of your best bet is to kind of aim for the head right here, just above where the eyes and the top of the neck is, because then what will happen is it'll land into the horse's hopefully the horse's neck. So let's try this again. And we caught the wild. See how I aimed my lasso looped over the horse's top of the horse's head? Now we're going to head over here. It's going to get dark and foggy. It's going to get dark outside too, because it looks like the sun is going down back there behind us. But we're still going to try and catch these wilds even in the dark. This here is a riddle box. I've actually already done this one. It'll have like a little question mark right here if you haven't done it yet. And how you do them, they're basically like riddles or questions. And you would just click on the box, and it's telling me my puzzle's already completed. But usually what would happen is when you click on the box, it'll come up with the question of the riddle. The horse is eating. We're going to try and get a little closer to this horse here. She's kind of tall for this horse, so I'm going to get off her back by hitting the F key. And I'm going to kind of sidestep a little bit, and it's getting really dark, so I'm going to hit my T key for a torch to see what I'm doing. You can only get a torch if you have wood, and because it burns every time you use it for wood. Oh, oops, with my lasso. Lassos automatically go back to the default and disappear into your equipment, and you just hit your L key again once you've caught a wild horse. You can see off in the distance to the east there, the moon is rising. I'm way off. I gotta get a little closer. By foot, of course. Oh, this horse is gonna get away from me, I think. So a little thing up there telling me 1 wood was burned with my torch. It's best to have a lot of wood and always have wood on hand, because you need wood for building, you need wood for burning a torch, you need wood for pretty much everything. Putting up. I'm about ready to give up on this wild horse because I can't seem to catch her. Another wood burn. Oh, I'm just past it. One, two, three. And it's best to try to kind of watch where the top front of the lasso goes. This horse has moved on, so I'm going to let it go a little further. I'm going to try and get over to where I can kind of get to the side of the neck. On the right of the screen, you'll see a couple of options that just came up. One says free party trip to Heartland. That's a club. If you click on yes, you'll go to where there's a bunch of players. And also, you can, just for the fun of the game, you can actually shapeshift. And if you click yes, I can shapeshift to a cougar. So my critter position is out. I can't do anything. I can't catch the wild, but I'm going to show you what I look like. It's telling me right now that I am a cougar cub. And there I am as a cougar. See if I can get better here. Scroll back a little bit and come down so you can see me. So this is now my character. I'm a cougar, and I can actually move it by turning my mouse keys. I can back myself up. I can go forward. This is just a fun thing they did in game. And I actually like to use it, especially when going in caves, because there are some areas where you can't go. Let's go get this essence here a minute first. I'm just going to sit here and hopefully it'll find me. Yep, it found me. So to get in a cave, you would just hit your escape key or your enter key. Or look at it like you do the buildings in a club or a ranch or anything. And click on enter. We're going to look under my horses list. And this critter thing only lasts, I believe, 5 minutes. So it'll eventually turn you automatically back to your current state of a player. But down in this one, this is Dark Forest. This is where you see that necklace I was wearing, that ruby. You can find rubies, the actual gems, and I used it and crafted a necklace band. Oh, there's a ruby right there. I'm looking right at it. We're heading straight for it. And you can collect it like you collect wood using your E key as your shortcut, or you can just click on it and hit collect, or when you're cutting down a tree, it'll say, you know, cut or chop. We're going to come over here and we're going to get this ruby right here. You can be on foot and even on horseback in these caves. I just like to use, sometimes if this critter thing comes along, I just like to use it for areas where it's a tunnel. On the right, upper right hand corner is my little map telling me if there's like the dark, let's see, the dark shaded areas here are areas where I can't go through, but like here would be like a small, maybe a little path where my little character animal could go through, but I can't as a person or on my horse. But since I've already hit my escape key, I'm going to click on this stone thing right here. Just left mouse click and it's going to say about or gather, and I'm going to click on gather. And I just collected a ruby. The rubies regenerate after a certain time, but I'm not exactly sure what that time frame is. Oh, I'm de-animalizing. Now I'm back to my normal self. And you can see my necklace is glowing. That's cool. I think I'm going to, oops, I didn't turn, head this way through this cave, and we're going to end up by my ranch. This little mini map here, you can see if you have ranches, I have a few of them here. I have 2 little dots right here, and then there's 1 little dot right here. This 1 little dot was the ranch we were heading to before I was trying to capture those wilds. These 2 are another one of my ranches, so I'm going to head in that general direction. which is north direction. And for this, I believe I'm going to ride a horse because it'll be quicker. I'm going to go get that other ruby over there I see over here on the left hand of the screen. Sun's coming up because it was nighttime when we came down the cave. You won't be able to tell when you're down here. It might get a little bit lighter down here, but that's about it. Not by much. So I'm going to go collect this ruby on my route towards my ranches. I have 2 of them there, but one's the house, one's just a regular farm, ranch, barns and all that stuff. But I'm going to eventually move those. And for this one, I'm going to hit the E key. If I look right at it, and it's going to tell me, maybe. Yep, there we go. If you look right at it, that's the one thing that those crosshairs would help you do. So you know you're looking right at the building in first person if you didn't want to hit your enter key or escape key. So let's just move along. I'm going to hit my F key and I'll automatically mount back on that horse that I was riding earlier. And you can see she's really close to the top of the cave, but we're gonna live with it anyway. At least she's not afraid to be down here. And yes, I'm heading towards another ruby. And even when you ride past it, you can hit your E key and it will kind of show that you've collected it. They get 20 or 10 experience. I actually have the double experience like I do with the essence and the other where I was getting double the money from the trader. So my horses, for every kilometer or so, they say that my horse will gain 20 experience, but for those of you that don't have that tome, it'll only gain 10. It'll also gain bond with you as you ride it. I actually became a favorite human. I think that's your goal, but the only way to get to the favorite human bond is if you make them their treats, and I have no patience for making treats. Keep heading in this general direction. We're actually coming into a different type of cave, which will have different things. It won't have the rubies. The rubies are only in dark forest. So I'm going to head that way, and I will come back once I get to my ranch.